Hello everybody, welcome to another vlog, a Afi update vlog. As you've probably seen from the title, Afi went down to hospital last week for 4 days and I thought it was time I give you a little update. Apologies in advance, it is going to be a very chatty, just me and you kind of style vlog. Because it's the only way that I can kind of get the information out to you guys. I have got a few clips that I've taken in advance that I'll add in as and when I can, that I'd taken when she'd had different treatments done over the last few months. But yeah, I'm just walking the dog, and then I thought you could come and do like my evening routine with both the girls because they're at different yards. It takes me quite a while. And while we do the evening routine, I could chat to you guys. So as you may or may not know, Afi went down for a full bone scan last weekend at hospital. It was kind of our last resort after we had kind of exhausted all our other options, I guess, or nearly exhausted all our other options. We would do something, think we'd fix her, take a step forward, and then it would all come crashing down and we'd take 10 steps back. So yeah, we decided that the bone scan was the kind of last option, and it would give us an answer one way or another. But before I go into what the bone scan outcome was and what happened, I thought I would just try and give you a little brief overlay. Is that a word, overlay? Brief, I don't know what the word is, like basically tell you everything that's been going on since March, but like just briefly tell you, like just say bits and bobs, but like just the main bits, rather than, I don't want to go into detail about it, and I don't need to go into detail about it. So yeah, I'm just going to give you like little snippets. Okay, my little friend, you're not going to be happy with me. I've got a muzzle to put on you because there's far too much grass out there for you. Yes, there is. Come on then, let's feed you. Oh yes. Should we sit and chat? I'm going to sit on your neck. Hang on, and I'll put it on you after. Oh, hey. You're a good girl. So let's take it all the way back to March, which is when this whole journey started, isn't it, darling? Hey? When Afi started to show ulcery signs, quite reluctant to go forward, quite choppy in her gait, yeah, just unhappy. So we had her scoped for ulcers, and she had grade 2 and in some places grade 3 ulcers. So we treated them. She had 3 months worth of injections, omeprazole injections, probably saying that wrong, in her bum. So the vet came out every single Friday to inject them in her. And 2 months into the treatment, once we decided that actually she'd had enough treatment to kind of be happy in herself, we decided to look into why she got the ulcers, how she was getting them, what was causing them. And so the vet came out and did a full lameness workup, did flexion tests, etc, etc. And that's when we noticed that she was ever so slightly lame on her right hind, and possibly in front if we were being really picky, but the right hind wasn't lame enough to do nerve blocking. We wouldn't have seen enough of a difference if we nerve blocked and she had a positive outcome. Are the flies irritating you, darling? And she had a positive outcome, like you wouldn't be able to see the positive outcome because she wasn't lame enough to start with. So the vets decided that we would send her down to a lameness specialist hospital. And while she was there, they did another like lameness workup. She'd had a few weeks off at this point because it just took a little while to get her in and like refer her, etc. So when she went down, I had a phone call to say, oh no, your horse is actually fully sound behind. I was like, great. I did kind of expect it because the day before I saw her trotting in the field and I thought, you don't look awful. You look pretty sound. But yes, they were like, she's sound behind, but she's lame in front. So they said, can they do x-rays, nerve blocking, etc, etc. So I said yes. They nerve blocked, she had a positive outcome, so they then x-rayed and then did MRIs, and she's got slight navicular changes in her front feet. So we decided we were going to medicate them and like change her shoeing up a little bit, make them a little bit more supportive for her. While she was down there, I asked them just to x-ray that back right, only because I knew that something wasn't quite right before she went in, and whether her having the time off made it better, we just didn't know. So we thought better be safe than sorry. So they x-rayed that right hind up to her hocks. They said it's nothing really to be worried about. They also x-rayed her back, and again, nothing really to be worried about, they said. So anyway, came home, started the rehab plan and cracked on and thought that would be it. And then 2 months into the rehab plan, so just before we'd started the trot work, I just thought she's just not quite right. So the vet came back out and watched her trot up again and agreed she was lame behind now. We think possibly because she had all that time off, she then went sound on it, and then once we'd upped the rehab and made her work a bit, it just became sore again. So then we started the long road of finding what was wrong. So she had her back re-x-rayed, her hocks re-x-rayed, her stifle x-rayed, her neck x-rayed. I think that's all we did. We basically did a lot. We tested her for PSSM, which I haven't had the results for yet, and we also tested her for Lyme's disease, which came back negative. The vet was back and forth coming to see us, and after we'd x-rayed all of those areas, we found like slight little bits here and there which the vet medicated, and we thought possibly that would be it, although we all know Affy. So we cracked on, and I was really excited to crack on. I'd booked her in to go for rehab. We thought that was the end of the road for her. Like, we were done, we were ready to get back going. The first day of hopefully many, getting Affy to use her back, hey, to get you back on track. Good girl, she's being so good. Please, I hope you see this video one day. And unfortunately, that wasn't quite what happened. So before she went off for rehab, I think it was a week before she was due to go, the vet just wanted me to trot her up again and just check how she was. And I knew that she wasn't quite right. I wasn't on her at this point. I was still just in hand doing stuff with her. And yeah, we trotted her up, and she actually looked worse than she has ever looked. So I was very, very positive online and with all of you guys, but all my friends and family all know that I was bricking it. I think we weren't really that positive about what we were going to find. We knew we would get an answer either way. Either we found something awful where she had to be the end of the road for her and she had to be put to sleep, or we would find something fixable. She's not the sort of horse that you can turn out and she will be fine and she'll be happy to live out. I mean, look at her now, she's happy as anything, but she has certain triggers, and I know the triggers. Bye. And I know the triggers, and I know when they're going to happen. If you're not with her, so if I was stood to the other side of the field, or if I was stood doing something else, she absolutely loses her head. And even when I'm not here, like, you can see that she's been charging around. Obviously, you might have seen a few weeks ago that she cut all of her legs and gave herself cellulitis after about 2 hours of her cutting her legs. And that is because we've got a muck heap in the field, and she chucked herself off the top of it and took the wall with her back legs, and yeah, gave herself cellulitis. So she's not the sort of horse that she just wouldn't. She would be a walking vet's bill, and she would be unhappy and I would be unhappy. I couldn't just have her living out. So yeah, we decided to send her for a bone scan. I was bricking it. And I think I knew what the answers were going to be with the bone scan, and I was scared of that. I was scared to come to the end of the road. We weren't particularly hopeful. We were doing the bone scan for me rather than for Affy, which I know sounds a little bit bizarre, but I needed it for my head to know that I have done absolutely everything I can for this mare. She is my pride and joy. Like, I don't know what it is about her, because she's a cow bag. She really, really is. But she's my cow bag, and my friends have got the nicest, smartest horses that I get to sit on, and I've got Eilish that I get to take out and about, and they are so much smarter than Afi, so much more talented, so much more well behaved, but they are just not Afi. And I don't know how to explain it to anybody, but I don't know what it is. I really don't, but I'm terrified of losing her, hence why I am throwing money after money after money after money at her, and really trying everything that I possibly can. I think everyone keeps saying, like, oh, like, no one will think bad of you and nobody will think that you haven't done enough, and it's not that. I don't really care what other people think at this point. I've gone so far down the road. It's me. I know that if I haven't done everything in my power to help that horse, then the guilt will just eat me alive. I was heartbroken because I thought that the bone scan is going to give us an answer that we probably didn't want to hear. But we had to go along with it. So we took her down to Equine Hospital. This was on Sunday, so a week ago from when you're watching this vlog. And she was a nightmare. Like, she was lovely to load, lovely to travel, but before, like, trying to get her up, you have to go up the field to get to the trailer. And yeah, she was a nightmare, like an absolute nightmare. And I just thought, oh my god, like, what am I doing? But still, then I was like, yeah, come on, let's keep pushing. And then when she got to the hospital, she was spinning around her stable. I've got a photo of her which I'll try and put up on my stories tonight if I remember, so you'll have to go and have a look at that. And it basically sums up the whole evening. Like, yeah, she was just an absolute nutter, but apparently she settled really, really well. That is the beauty with that mare, is although she can get quite stressy and quite uptight about things, with the vet she is usually, touch the word, golden, absolutely golden. Considering the amount of times she's seen the vets, she is golden with them. So yeah, apparently settled brilliantly, got a gold certificate for how well behaved she was. Yeah, she was mega. And I waited patiently for the results of the bone scan, and unfortunately, like everything with Afi, it didn't give us the answers we were expecting. It didn't really give us many answers, really, not answers that we hadn't already found. So we decided to ultrasound her back and her hocks and re-x-ray. Third time her back's been x-rayed. Re-x-ray her back and re-x-ray her hocks to see if there was any change there. And she has got very, very mild arthritic changes to both her back and her hocks. So we decided to medicate her back and start the long road of rehab again. And the vets at the hospital seem very positive, very much that I'm going to get my horse out in January and I'm going to be out cantering and jumping and everything's going to be all dandy. I just don't think that's the case. Sorry, I promised myself I would not cry. Yeah, I expected answers, and I think we've just got more questions to ask with the bone scan. I'm not a vet, and I don't claim to be a vet, and my vets, especially Hannah, she's just been, they've all just been absolutely amazing throughout the whole thing. And I'm not saying that they haven't done everything they possibly can, because they really, really, really have. But I know my horse, and I just don't think this is it. I think there's something else there that we just can't find. I don't know, guys. I know this isn't really an update you were probably expecting or wanted. Somebody said, oh, she's having her shoes put back on, so it must be good news. I was like, oh no, she's just having them put back on because they got taken off for the bone scan. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have answers for you guys. I don't have a proper update for you guys. I know that I have done everything that I possibly can so far for that mare, and I'm going to continue to do so. But at what point do you sit back and think, she's 6 years old, she's got very low mileage, she has already got arthritis, and yes, it might be really mild, but she doesn't present like she's particularly got arthritis, but she also doesn't present like she's got mild arthritis. And you just think, she's got all these little issues, and yeah, some of them might not be anything, and it might have just been because we've opened kind of a can of worms, and they might have been there all along, and she might have been fine with it. But we have found lots of little issues, and you just have to sit back and think, is it fair on her and is it fair on me? Like, even if we get her back better now, there's only so much steroids can do, and especially at this such young age, it's only so long they can kind of work, and the arthritis is only going to get worse. I don't know, it's really hard, and until you're in the situation, like, I always said that I wouldn't ever put her through surgery. I always said that if she had to be like fully retired, that it would be the end and she'd be put to sleep. But until you're in that position, I think that when she went down to for her bone scan, I decided with myself that actually if it was something really, really minor that she needed surgery for, and she wasn't going to be in box rest for too long, then maybe I'd do it. I decided that maybe I would try and keep her, and I said to the vet, like, maybe we try and turn her out with a herd and see what happens. But the more I think about it, I just think I'd be asking for disasters. So yeah, I don't really know, guys. I might be back on by Jan. It might be the end of the road, one way or another. We are going to get an answer. We're going to keep pushing. Oh my god, stop crying. All you do is cry. I had a really, really lengthy chat with my vet last night, and kind of looking at a few other things, and yeah, where we could go from here, where else we can look. We've decided that we are gonna, well, my vet is gonna have a look at all the x-rays and all the bone scans and everything that we've had done, all the ultrasounding and everything. Look at that and see what she thinks, and we are going to await the PSSM results. But for now, we are going to carry on like we were supposed to. We're going to do the rehab plan, and the vet's going to come back out in 6 weeks and reassess, and if she's fine, then she's going to go off for rehab, and yeah, we'll reassess there. But I'm not hopeful, which is a shame, because I've been so positive throughout the whole experience, the whole 8 months ordeal. But yeah, who knows, guys? Not me. I wish I did. Anyway, all doom and gloom. Sorry about that. So yeah, haven't really got an answer. Don't really know where to go from here. Don't know what the outcome's going to be. But I've still got a horse, so she seems happy-ish. No, she does seem happy. She just loses her head every now and again. She just needs to be kept in work, which obviously now I'm starting the rehab and she's getting walked out in hand. She's like loving life again. So yeah, keep everything crossed, guys, that this is it. And all it was very mild arthritis, and yeah, that this is it. And it's the end of the road for us. But who knows? Right. I better get my bum into gear, because I need to sort my life out before going to get Eilish in. So I'll see you when I'm getting Eilish in. I'm probably not going to talk to you when I'm there, guys, because it's a big livery yard and I get a bit nervous. I get scared that people are going to be watching me. Whereas here, it's just me. Well, me and my friend, but my friend's never here when I'm here, because we just do alternatives. So yes, as if I don't chat, but see you at Eilish's. My little darling, would you like to come in? Come on then. Come on then. Good girl. Look at your dirty rug. Lovely weather. Lovely, lovely weather. Are you happy to be in, my little treasure? Look at the state of that rug. In fact, it needs pulling over, doesn't it? Look at the state of it. Oh, you're nice and dry underneath. Let's have a look. Is that better? There you go. That looks better. Look at the state of it. Right. Night, gorgeous. She says, yeah, whatever. Whatever, Han. Say night. She says good night. Night, gorgeous. See you in the morning. Right, I am ending this vlog with past Han in the rain because there is no way I'll be ending this vlog at Eilish's because I'm too scared to chat to you guys and then I will be knackered and I just want to get home. So, let's end this vlog here. Chloe, come on! Come on! Please like, comment and subscribe. It'll mean a lot to me. I'll try and reply to all the comments. And yeah, I've got some fun things in the pipeline for the next few weeks. Well, a few, I'm not sure if they're fun. Fun for me. Some ideas in the pipeline for the next few weeks. Little Eilish update, 'cause obviously she's not in work anymore. Where she's going, what's happening with her, is she still for sale, la-di-da-di-da. Yeah, if you've got any ideas for any vlogs that you guys want to see, comment them down below and I will see what I can do. I'm just hosing off the bucket before going. Bye guys!